Hi, good evening, everybody. Hope you all are safe and doing fine at your home. So, this session is at Seek Academy. We are conducting for IELTS Writing Task 2. Since we received many inquiries from many candidates, those who are preparing for IELTS, they are facing challenges in writing, particularly because when we talk about reading and listening, they can evaluate their performance, but since there are no offline sessions available at present due to COVID, so they are facing a lot many challenges for writing task 2 particularly. So when we talk about this particular segment, writing has always been a challenge for many candidates. And when we talk about this session, so I'll try that I would be able to solve your queries and answer your doubts, whatever doubts you have. Though I have received many queries, so I have made a set of questionnaire for your help so that I can answer maximum of the questions which candidates raise generally. And when we receive the queries, generally, these queries are of similar types. So, all of the students, the candidates, whether it is for general or academic, they face the same challenges, right? So, you can utilize this time properly since you are at home and you can practice, develop your writing skills, enhance your communication, vocabulary, organize your ideas, read a lot, and then you can start writing. Definitely, your trainer will guide you and they will help you to enhance your language, but it depends on your efforts also. Those who are working, they do not find much time to read. Generally, they are engaged in their professional tasks, so they do not find much time to read. Now, if you are working at home, so still you have some engagement, but you can find some time to read the newspaper. You can read the general articles, which will enhance your skills and upgrade your level. So I'll start with the first step, that is your writing task 2, what exactly it is, and how the candidates are being evaluated, what is the understanding of the parameters, and what exactly your examiner is looking for. Let's start with very first step. So the question is question task 2, writing task 2. That is an essay. You are supposed to write in at least 250 words. That is the minimum limit. But definitely, we always suggest students to go beyond that. That means 260 to 270 words you should try to write. Don't confine your thoughts. Don't limit yourself to only 250 words, because you when you start writing you get more ideas and you can synchronize your thought process and write in best of your efforts, right? So writing task 2 is an essay that has to be evaluated by the examiner, and there are certain parameters for that. So we'll be discussing these parameters in detail once we progress in the session. So writing task 2 has to be written, the essay has to be written in 250 words minimum, and you get 40 minutes time to write it. So 40 minutes time is pretty enough time. I won't say that it is less time. Writing part is generally done in 12 to 15 minutes. You can write 260 to 270 words in 15 minutes maximum. So why 40 minutes are given to you? These 40 minutes are given so that you can write uh, without thinking. You should not write. So you can write your best understanding, right? Here, the evaluation is not only for ideas. The evaluation is done on the basis of your language, right? So I would like to answer first questions. First question is, students want to ask that how to generate ideas. See, you don't need many ideas. First of all, try to understand that what is the question type. In IELTS essay, we have many types of questions. First question can be the causes and solution. Then the question can be advantages, disadvantages. agree, disagree, discuss your opinion, discuss both the views and give your opinion. So there are many questions which are straightforward as well. So once you understand that what is the question type, there and then you should draft. You should draft your ideas, you should write, you should pen down on a piece of paper that what you are going to present. So initial time as in 10 to 12 minutes, you must utilize to draft your ideas, to organize your thoughts. Because they are not eventually going to analyze you on the basis of your thought process. They will not give you the scoring on the basis of your ideas. They will give you the score on the basis of the language what you are using there. So language has to be perfect. That means I am talking about the sentence structure. Language means the usage of vocabulary. That means appropriate vocabulary has to be used. Then we talk about the sense. That means whether your sync in the paragraph is there or not. Using cohesive devices is appropriate or not. The last parameter is task achievement. So there are different parameters which I will be discussing. But first question I need to answer, that is how to organize ideas, how to generate ideas. So as I have answered, you don't need many ideas. You need to read two things. In any essay question, first thing is the statement and second is the question, right? Read the statement, what the statement is saying, and then read the question. I have observed that students just after reading the statement start writing the essay. They feel that they waste their time when they read the question, but this is the biggest mistake what students are doing. Then you score less in your task response. So you must not start writing as soon as you read the statement. Statement is only giving you the idea that what that particular topic is about. Statement is not the question. Question is different from the statement, right? So when you read the statement, you make up your mind that okay, the topic is based on crime or the topic is based on education. It is about education abroad. It is about a fashion industry. It is about global warming. It could be any topic, right? It could be about environment. It could be about any specific topic. Once you understand that okay, this is about this particular topic, now read the question. Okay, so when you read the question, please underline what they are asking, because when we do not underline what the examiner is asking in the question, we cannot organize our thoughts, we cannot do the paragraphing appropriately. So you must organize your ideas. Once you organize these ideas, once you underline the question, then only you will be able to score well in your organization of thought, that is task response. So you can write only two ideas, you can write only one idea, but do not write many ideas. Suppose the question is about problem and solution. So let me give you an example. Suppose the question is asking that car traffic in our country is increasing day by day. So what is the solution for that and what are the problems because of this congestion? Now you have understood that they are raising a problem, they are discussing a problem and they want a solution for that problem. So we need to decide there and then that okay, this is a problem solution essay. So problem means they have already told that the problem is about car traffic, okay, and the solution we need to suggest. So if the problem is discussed there, now problem means why car traffic is there, I'll be answering that in the first body paragraph, and in second body paragraph I need to find the solution for that problem. So when we start writing, before you start writing, please draft your ideas. Please draft what you will be writing. That means your first body paragraph will be about the problem. Second body paragraph will be discussing the solution of that. right? Now the thing is what the introduction should be. Introduction is in two parts basically. First part of the introduction should be the paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means you have two parts of the question. First part is the statement, second part is the answer. These two parts should be utilized in the introduction, right? That means that introduction includes paraphrasing of the statement. Statement must be restated, right? Statement must be restated. So when you restate that statement, you should not choose the words which are given in the statement. Now what words we can avoid? We can definitely choose the nouns, like if it is car traffic, so we will pick the same. But try to avoid choosing the same adjectives. Try to avoid choosing the adverbs, same adverbs which are already mentioned in the statement. So when we change it, then only we are using it at its best. Paraphrase that and restate that and answer the question in the introduction itself. Why I always advise students to answer? Suppose I am checking your sheet, okay, I am checking your essay. So in the introduction itself, I know that what the candidate is thinking about, where he will lead me throughout the essay. That means if I'll be reading, I know, okay, this is what the candidate thinks. That means if you agree with something, you have mentioned your agreement in the introduction. If you disagree with something, you have clearly mentioned that you disagree with this particular point. If you are inclined towards advantages, so you have mentioned that you are clearly inclined towards the advantages. So that clarity of expression should be done in the introduction itself. If the examiner gets this clarity, then only we find it an effective essay. If I do not have that clarity, if I am confused as an examiner, because I have observed that students write very general introduction as they are used to write in their school and college essay. So please remember that it is not an essay which we used to write in our school and college. This is an essay which is where you'll be graded for IELTS exam. Now they have asked you a certain thing and they want you to remain quite confined with that. So you need to also be quite straightforward, right? So in introduction, we have to mention two things. First thing is that I'll be restating what is given in this statement. Second thing is I will be answering the question. So the question must be answered appropriately. If I agree, I need to mention my agreement. If I disagree, I will mention my disagreement. If I incline towards advantages, if I incline towards disadvantages, I need to see as per the requirement, as per my mindset. It doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree. My idea does not matter to them, right? The language what I am portraying, that matters more than anything else. Is it clear? I hope you are getting my point. So clarity of expression, if you are getting my point, so that means that examiner will also get the point clear. So that clarity has to be done. Okay, so now there are people, those who are asking some questions. So I need to see their questions. Now people are asking that if there is a partial viewpoint, so how to answer that? Now there are people, those who get confused if we get the question, like if I get the question partial agreement, or I completely agree with some point, or I completely disagree with certain thing. So you need to have this. If the question is asking you up to what extent you agree or up to what extent you disagree with that, then only we need to mention I completely agree or I completely disagree with that. But if I am asked that, okay, do I agree or I disagree with that, then if the straightforward question is asked, then there is no point of asking such questions, right? Now second thing is, which people generally ask, that is, what the examiner. I have received ample of inquiries and still I am receiving these questions that people are asking, that what the examiner basically is looking for in your essay. How they understand that yes, you have written in an effective manner. So, if you want to know what exactly the examiner is looking for, have that clarity that when we talk about the examiner, they are given certain parameters and they need to evaluate using those parameters. Nobody wants that a person should get influenced by your ideas. So that is why these fixed parameters are given, and usually these four parameters are explained by one and all. Means people, trainers, those who are certified, they know all these parameters and they make it clear to the candidates. But still, I would like to add a few things in these things. Like if I talk about the parameters, what exactly the examiner is looking for, what exactly they want to see. Okay, so if I talk about this, first parameter is the task response, right? So when I talk about the task response as I explained to you well, that task response means you are on the topic. You are writing what is asked. You are not going beyond that. Because I believe I have checked many essays of the candidates, those who visit us and those who get their writing task assessed also, and our own candidates too. So when I check that, I find that they do not get that understanding that what the examiner is asking. So you must have that clarity that what the examiner is asking and what is to be answered in this particular question, right? So utilize your preparation time. When we talk about preparation time, you have 40 minutes time to write. As I said earlier, we need only 15 minutes to write to 70 to 80 words to 60 words. We don't need much time for that. It doesn't take us 40 minutes to write anything. So initial time, at least 10-12 minutes, we must do brainstorming. You must at least think that what should I include in this essay. In body paragraph 1, what would be my central idea? In body paragraph 2, what would be the central idea? And how would I conclude that? And how would I start that? If you write some words like topic appropriate vocabulary, so when you prepare, during your preparation time, like a month or two, when you take the preparation for IELTS, so in that preparation time, be well accustomed with the topic appropriate words. Suppose you are writing on crime. So you should make a list of 15-20 words before you start writing, that okay, I'll try to use these words and try to use adjectives, try to use more of the adverbs while you are writing. Okay. So when you include these words, then your task would be easier. Then, because see, preparation reflects, obviously. So if you have prepared it well, it will be reflected in your essay, and the examiner understand that yes, you have done your preparation all well, and it is all an organized and prepared essay, right? So when you write, okay, when we talk about when you write something, so that writing means you always have to analyze what parameters are there. As I told you, first task response. So you need to understand the question appropriately and then start writing. Now some people are asking us that what is the marking criteria? So marking criteria is like it carries double the weightage of letter. If I talk about general task 1, and if it is the other one, that is for education, so again the same weightage is there. Suppose if I give the band score 3 and 6, I'm just putting the example. Out of 6 it will be given the scores, essay will be given the score out of 6 bands, and letter out of 3 bands. So double the weightage it carries from task 1, right? Then when we talk about the length, so length of writing, See, as I suggested you that minimum limit is 250, but you must not confine your thoughts, you must not confine your ideas to 250 words, because you can see that in the question they write at least. So if they are saying at least, they want you to write more. So you can write 260 to 70, maximum 280. Why we are limiting your expressions 280 to 70? So that people, there are people those who make certain mistakes in their grammar. There are candidates those who do not find the appropriate vocabulary. So if there are mistakes repeatedly done, then it can go negative. To avoid that, we always suggest our students to write 260, 270 or 280. So maximum is 280 and you should not write 250, go beyond that. Okay, write 260 to 65 to 70 words if you can, because when you start writing, if it is all prepared well, if you have already drafted it, organized your ideas, organized your thoughts, organized your vocabulary well, then you will be able to cross this limit. It is not at all difficult, right? Now, okay, how much time you should think? Okay, the question which I have asked from Jasdev, he is asking that how much time we should spend to think. See, time, I would say that 40 minutes you are given. I tell you the complete segregation of the time. Now you are given 40 minutes time. 10 to 12 minutes initially you should spend in drafting. Do not get confused. Drafting means you are organizing your thoughts and you are simultaneously preparing the vocabulary what you are planning to use, incorporate in your essay. Why I am telling? Suppose your topic is on technology. So I know at least 20 words like technophobia, okay, technophile, I know tech savvy, okay. So if I am able to cutting edge technology, if I am able to remember these words, if I have done my preparation well, if I am well accustomed with the topic based vocabulary, I will not take more than 5 minutes to jot down 20 words. So jot down at least 20 words which you will use while you are writing, because when you write you think more about the ideas, you don't consider the vocabulary. That is why most of the people fail to score more than 6.5 bands. Why they are lacking to score 7 bands? Because they do not think about the vocabulary. And if you are writing error free, you will score 6.5, but exceptionally well vocabulary only can score 7 or 7.5 or 8 too, right? So you must always write vocabulary there when you write vocabulary, because we provide, all the trainers provide here topic appropriate words, right? So if it is about family, if it is about education, technology, crime, law and order, anything. So all the topic based words are available and we will provide you that, and we make sure that you use all these words while you're writing in your essay, right? So when you use these words, then only that writing is an effective writing, right? Now some person, Taranjit, yes, Taranjit is asking me a question, that is, how do I improve vocabulary? See, when we talk about improvement in vocabulary, this is a question which is generally asked by many students. Now, how we improve vocabulary? Please, first thing is work upon your topic appropriate words. There are topic appropriate words. When you learn it by heart, you will be able to utilize this. And when any topic comes, suppose the topic is on technology, suppose the topic is on education, environment, family, okay, friends, whatever. So you'll be able to write these words, and when you write these words, then you utilize these words. Because see, our mind, we need to channelize our brain, right? So you need to guide, you need to instruct your brain that okay, use this. So jot down these points, jot down these words. When you jot down these words before you start your essay, then only you'll be able to use it effectively. Because believe me, when you start writing the essay, your entire focus is on the ideas. You do not focus on the language what you are writing. So when we focus only on the ideas, since they are not looking at our ideas, we will not be marked on the basis of our ideas. That is why we are unable to score more than 6.5 bands. So we must try to prepare well. Whenever our preparation is good, whenever our manner of preparation is well, so there is no looking back, right? There is definitely you'll be able to score good, right? Now, if I answer your question, Tarun, that how to enhance vocabulary, first thing is please work upon the skill of learning topic appropriate words. Second thing is using synonyms. It is generally observed that people generally use the same words. Like if I quote an example, uh, one word is rigid, right? So it has many synonyms: obstinate, stubborn, adamant, unyielding. So please try to use at least two, three, right? Now, when you reflect this skill, that means you do not repeat words. The examiner gets this idea that yes, you have appropriate vocabulary, you have knowledge of vocabulary, right? And you can use it appropriately. Third thing is, when we talk about vocabulary, see, one word can be used in different manner. Let me quote an example. If I am using significant, I can use significantly as well. I can use significance also. Now, if I am using significant, I am using significantly, and I am using significance. See, grammatically, all three have different placement. So, examiner even gets this idea that I am familiar with adjectives, I am familiar with adverbs, and I know how to use the nouns properly. So, one word can be modified in different manners. So, that usage you need to develop, right? Then we have the question about coherence and cohesion. So, excuse me, people generally do not have this appropriate understanding that how many cohesive devices should be used. I have observed that overuse of cohesive devices is done in essay. Whether it is suitable at that particular position or not, people try to use it. So please restrict yourself. If it is required, use it. Let it be a natural flow. Okay, let it be a natural flow. If it is required, use it. If it is not required, don't use it. But when we are writing to 60 to 70 words, I am sure that at least 5 to 6 cohesive devices are required. So we must use at least 6 to 7 cohesive devices. And when we use it, so examiner gets this idea that I know what I am writing. Okay, I can justify my point. Otherwise, if I do not use cohesive devices properly, examiner gets this opinion that I don't know what I am writing. So cohesive devices explain my idea. Okay, cohesive devices tell the examiner, okay, I can contradict an opinion, or I can support some opinion too, right? Then the last parameter which is there, that is the after task response, lexical resources and cohesion, we get grammar, right? Now, I have observed that many professionals, they have good writing skills, but the pattern in which they are writing, that is only one. So you simply answer the question. So do not answer the question, right? So you see the question, you start writing. Okay? Please do not answer the question. The focus must be on the language in which you need to answer. Getting my point? I explain it again. Like as soon as you see the question, you start answering it. Okay? So you do not think that what language I should use. That means I am not talking about the mistakes what you make. People generally know how to write good in how to write well in tenses. They write correct tenses, but they write only one pattern. That means subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object. every sentence is written like this. So how to change grammar, right? We have to have this understanding and clarity that you should always start using complex sentences, because if you see the public version of bands 2, so the examiner has explained it well there, that you must use complex sentences in order to reach 7 or 7 above bands 2. Because if you write only subject verb object structure, your sentences would be definitely error free, but you will not reflect the variety in your sentence structure. What they want to see? They want to see variety in your sentence structure. That variety is reflected if you first change these complex sentences. So you must write complex sentences. It is not difficult. I will definitely conduct one more session to teach you complex sentences because it is a vast topic. It is not difficult, but yes, it is time consuming, right? So when I explain that, you will have better understanding that how to write complex statements. It is not as complex as it appears to be. Believe me, only minute changes in your sentence structure can make you to score 8 bands also. But the only thing is you should be determined enough to implement that change. So that determination is required. Got it? So I definitely would soon conduct one session which will explain you the grammar changes. And second thing is passive voice. And the last thing is after passive voice, we need to use conditional statements. So I hope that you have had a better understanding of writing task 2. And I would definitely be looking forward for your queries, more queries as we always get, and as soon as we get the other queries, I'll definitely get back live again. So, hope you learned something from this session. Thank you very much.